Ever feel like there's some secret code to building real wealth? Something more than just, working harder for a bigger paycheck? Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to try and crack that code, or at least, get a really good look at the blueprint. We've got this article here, and it lays out 8 key mindset shifts. Things that apparently separate millionaires from, well, the rest of us when it comes to money. So our mission today: let's dig into these ideas, pull out the really important stuff, and figure out how you can actually use them, like in your own life, no matter where you're starting from, to build a better, maybe more powerful relationship with money.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not really about like the latest hot stock tip or some super complex strategy. It gets right down to the basics, the core level, how millionaires actually think about money in a different way. And the article argues that this fundamental shift in how they see things, that's really the foundation of their financial success.
Okay, let's dive in then. First big shift. Focusing on assets, not just income. This one, it really made me rethink things when I first came across it. We spend so much time focused on earning, right? Our salaries, side hustles.
The money coming in.
Exactly. But this says millionaires prioritize owning stuff that then makes money for them. Can you unpack that a bit?
Absolutely. So think of it like this. Your salary, that's kind of like a stream. It's vital, you need it, but it needs your constant effort, right, to keep it flowing. Assets, though, they're more like building wells. They can give you a steadier, maybe even growing source of, well, financial resources, even when you're not actively putting in the hours. The article uses this great phrase: don't just earn, own. Simple, but powerful. It's that move, that transition from you being the one doing all the work to generate income to owning things that just generate passively. That's what unlocks, the potential for real long-term wealth, financial freedom.
So owning like a piece of a company.
Stock. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or maybe real estate that pays rent. Things where the asset itself is doing the work. Think about getting a dividend check that money shows up whether you worked overtime that week or not.
Right. Okay. So the mindset shifts from how do I earn more now to something like what can I get, what can I own that will keep paying me later.
Okay, next shift. Money is a tool, not the ultimate goal. This feels bigger than just finances.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
The article makes a strong point that for millionaires, money isn't just about stacking up cash like collecting baseball cards or something. It's more of a means to an end. A tool to achieve other things that often have more meaning.
Like what, for example?
Well, maybe starting a business that, solves a real problem people have. Or funding something you really believe in, a cause. Or honestly, just having the security to spend more time with family or on things you value. There's a quote here: money is a tool to buy freedom, not stuff. That really hits it, I think.
Freedom, not stuff. I like that.
It's about the choices, the options, the impact wealth can give you, not just the number itself. So it forces you to think, okay, if I had more money, what would I actually do with it? Beyond the fancy car, I mean. What's the real purpose?
Exactly. It puts purpose behind the pursuit. And that freedom, it could mean different things. Maybe the freedom to leave a job you hate and try something new, even if it doesn't pay well at first.
Or freedom to volunteer more, maybe.
Yeah, or take more creative risks in your career because you have that safety net. It just reframes the whole thing from just piling up money to what that money lets you do.
That's a much more motivating way to look at it, actually. Okay, next one. This hits home. Long-term thinking versus, instant gratification.
Yeah, we all struggle with that one. Our brains are kind of wired for the immediate reward, aren't they?
Tell me about it.
But the article really stresses that millionaires seem to master this, or at least get much better at delaying gratification. They get that building serious wealth, it's a long game, a marathon, not a quick sprint.
Yeah.
They're willing to, maybe spend less today, make sacrifices, knowing it sets them up for a way better financial future. The quote is pretty direct. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow.
Playing the long game.
Right. And think about compounding. That's the magic here, isn't it? Even putting aside small amounts consistently over years and years, it can grow into something huge, like saving just an extra $100 a month when you're young. That can become a really significant pile of money by retirement, just because the returns build on themselves.
It's so hard, though, when everything around us is screaming, buy now, get it now.
It is. It takes real discipline, like flexing a muscle. Okay, next up, something you mentioned you believe in: investing in financial education.
Yes.
Crucial. The article says, millionaires don't just trip over bags of money. They actively try to understand how it all works. They read, they go to seminars, they talk to advisors, they get comfortable with the numbers, the concepts, And that empowers them, right, to make smart choices.
It's not just about earning, it's about understanding.
Exactly. The quote captures it. The more I learn, the more I earn. It's not just a catchy phrase. Financial literacy genuinely helps you spot opportunities and, just as importantly, avoid big, costly mistakes. It's about taking control, understanding the why behind financial advice, not just following it blindly.
Like being your own financial detective, always learning. Okay, that flows nicely into the next one. Avoiding lifestyle inflation. This is where it gets sneaky, right? As you start earning more.
Oh, it's a huge trap, a constant balancing act.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, as your income goes up, the urge to upgrade everything, bigger house, nicer car, fancier holidays, it's strong.
definitely feel that pull.
But the article highlights that millionaires often make a conscious choice to resist that, to keep their living standards, pretty modest relative to their income, even as it grows. And what that does is create a bigger gap between what's coming in and what's going out. More money available to invest, which just speeds up the whole wealth building process.
So the principle is live below your means so you can invest beyond them.
Precisely. It's discipline again.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that every dollar you spend on just more stuff today
Yeah.
is a dollar that's not out there working for you, growing for tomorrow.
Right. Keeping the expense engine small so the investment engine can get bigger. Okay, let's talk risk. Calculated risks. That word risk scares a lot of people.
It does. And the article makes a really key distinction here. It's not about being reckless like a gambler. It's about approaching risk strategically, doing the research, understanding the potential downsides, the potential upsides. They recognize that playing it too safe, avoiding all risk, can actually be the biggest risk in the long run because you miss out on growth.
So inaction is a risk too.
Exactly. The quote nails it. No risk, no reward, but no research. No risk worth taking. That second part is critical.
Yeah, the research part.
It emphasizes doing your homework, due diligence, understanding what you're getting into before you jump. It's the difference between, say, investing in a company you've thoroughly analyzed versus, well, buying a lottery ticket, hoping for the best.
Informed decisions, not just wishful thinking. Got it. Okay, next mindset shift. The power of your network, who you hang out with.
Yeah, this one's maybe a bit underestimated sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but the article points out that wealthy people often tend to surround themselves with other ambitious folks, people who are financially savvy, maybe entrepreneurial.
Like attracts like, kinda.
Sort of. But it's also about consciously building that network. There's this strong belief in learning from others, mentors, peers, experts you can bounce ideas off of. As the quote puts it, your net worth grows with your network. Being in circles where people talk about opportunities, about growth, about finance, it rubs off. It inspires you, gives you insights.
Makes you think about the conversations you're having regularly. Are they lifting you up, financially speaking?
It's a good question to ask yourself. What's the general vibe? Is it about possibility or limitations?
Definitely food for thought. Okay, last one. Believing in multiple streams of income. This seems crucial for, like, stability and growth.
Totally. Relying on just one paycheck, even from a good job or a successful business. Well, it leaves you vulnerable, doesn't it? What if something changes unexpectedly? So the article stresses that millionaires actively look to diversify, to have money coming in from different places.
Like what kind of things?
Could be anything, really.
Yeah.
Rental income from properties, dividends from stocks, like we mentioned, maybe royalties if you create something, or even side businesses that bring in extra cash. It builds a safety net, sure, but it also just creates more pathways for wealth to grow. So it's like the quote says, never depend on a single source of income, make money work for you in many ways.
Right. Build a whole financial ecosystem. Multiple engines working for you. Makes you more resilient. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive. It seems pretty clear that becoming wealthy isn't really about some hidden magic trick. It's more about adopting these different ways of thinking about money, prioritizing assets, seeing money as a tool, playing the long game, always learning, being disciplined with spending, taking smart risks.
Building that supportive network and definitely diversifying your income.
Yeah, and the really encouraging takeaway, I think, is that these aren't like personality traits you're born with.
Not at all. They're mindset shifts. Anyone can start working on them, cultivating them, no matter how much money they have right now. It's about making conscious choices, changing your perspective bit by bit.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, maybe think about which one of these ideas, these millionaire mindsets, really clicked with you today. Which one resonates the most right now? And then what's maybe one small thing, one tiny step you could actually take today to start bringing that way of thinking into your own financial life? What new possibilities might open up if you really started to, think differently about your money. That's something to chew on from this deep dive.